In a world overflowing with stories, there are some that never shout for attention, yet they stay with you long after the credits fade. These are the anime that whisper to your soul, that change how you see life, love, and everything in between. Welcome to the Hidden Masterpieces. 10. Your Lie in April. Music was his escape, until she turned it into love. Your Lie in April isn't just about music, it's about rediscovering color after a life lived in black and white. The way Kusei's piano meets Kaori's violin creates something beyond sound. It becomes memory, joy, and heartbreak all at once. You can almost feel the pain hiding behind their smiles, the courage it takes to keep playing when your heart is breaking. Their connection isn't just romantic, it's spiritual, a bond formed through rhythm and emotion. As the story unfolds, we see how music becomes a language of healing, not just for Kusei, but for everyone around him. The flashbacks, the quiet pauses, the trembling hands before every performance, they all remind us that greatness is born from vulnerability. Your Lie in April teaches that love can be brief, but its melody lingers forever. The ending isn't fair, but it's beautiful, because life rarely is. 9. Erased. Time travel, regret, and one chance to make things right. Erased is a story of a man sent back to his childhood to prevent a tragedy that changed everything. It's a thriller, a mystery, and an emotional journey that'll keep you on edge till the very last second. As Satoru opens his eyes in his 11-year-old body, the weight of his adult memories crashes down, and every ordinary classroom moment suddenly feels like a ticking bomb, and every decision becomes a matter of life and death. You'll feel Satoru's heartbeat race as he pieces together clues, trying to save a friend who was always too quiet, too forgotten. The suspense builds like a storm, and when it breaks, it's both terrifying and deeply human. The final confrontation leaves you breathless, questioning how far you'd go to protect the people who once saved your soul. When the final scene comes, you'll realize some memories are meant to be rewritten, and some scars are proof that you truly lived. 8. The Tatami Galaxy. Every choice leads to a different life, and the Tatami Galaxy explores them all. It's a wild, creative dive into regret, youth, and the endless possibilities of what could have been. Each episode feels like a reset button, a new timeline where the protagonist tries to live his ideal college life, only to discover new disappointments in disguise. The art bursts with imagination. Every frame feels alive. Beneath all the absurdity, there's a quiet sadness, the realization that no matter how many chances you get, happiness doesn't come from changing your path, but from changing your perception. As the story loops, small details begin to matter. A smile, a promise, a moment missed in the rush. The Tatami Galaxy isn't just an anime, it's a philosophical roller coaster. Rewatch it, and you'll find something new every time. 7. Sonny Boy. Adrift between worlds, lost in time. Sonny Boy is what happens when the rules of reality disappear. A group of students wake up in another dimension where physics and emotions bend alike. It's strange, surreal, and philosophical. A story that doesn't tell you what to think, but makes you wonder about existence itself. Every episode feels like a dream you can't fully explain. Beautiful, haunting, and quietly profound. The world of Sonny Boy doesn't follow logic. It follows feeling. One moment they're falling through endless skies, the next they're discovering powers that reflect their inner struggles. It's less about survival and more about identity, about what it means to grow up when the world stops making sense. The empty classrooms, the floating islands, the slow drift of light across the sky, everything feels suspended between reality and imagination. Each character's ability is a mirror of their soul. And as they journey through countless worlds, they begin to shed their illusions one by one. The story never gives easy answers. It lets silence and space do the talking. It's a meditation on youth, freedom, and the painful beauty of letting go. By the time the final episode fades out, you'll feel like you've woken from a dream that changed something inside you, even if you can't explain how. Sonny Boy isn't about reaching an ending, it's about floating endlessly through the meaning of being. It's not for everyone, and that's exactly why it's unforgettable. 6. Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. In a second life, he found purpose. Jobless reincarnation may look like a fantasy about swords and sorcery, but it's really a story about redemption, about getting a second chance to live without regret. It's raw, real, and unapologetically human. Beneath the magic and adventure lies a deep question. What would you do if life gave you another start? From the moment Rudeus opens his eyes in a new world, he's reborn not just in body, but in spirit. Every lesson, every journey, and every heartbreak becomes a step toward healing the man he used to be. The show never rushes. It lingers on the quiet moments, the self-doubt, the flicker of hope. Every spell he casts feels symbolic, not of power, but of rebuilding. As Rudeus faces love, loss, and the echoes of his past, you begin to realize that Mushoku Tensei isn't just an isekai. It's a story about forgiveness, about learning to live again when you thought your story was over. When the final note of the music fades, it leaves behind a feeling that no matter how broken you are, life always offers one more chance to begin. 5. Barakamon. When success fades, the search for meaning begins. Barakamon tells the story of Seishu Handa, a perfectionist calligrapher who finds peace on a small island. Surrounded by laughter, mischief, and simplicity, he rediscovers art, not as achievement, but as emotion. It's a story about slowing down and learning that life isn't meant to be perfect. At first, Honda's frustration and pride make him an outsider, a man too caught up in perfection to see the beauty in imperfection. But as he spends time with the villagers, especially the energetic little Naru, his rigid worldview begins to soften. Every childish prank, every shared meal, every quiet sunset becomes a brushstroke in his journey toward humility. The island, with its open skies and salty winds, turns into his greatest teacher. The humor is gentle and pure, balanced with moments of deep reflection. Honda's growth doesn't come through grand revelations, but through small realizations, like how laughter can heal faster than words, or how mistakes can sometimes create the most beautiful art. The pacing is slow, but intentionally so, giving space for the audience to breathe, just like Honda learns to. Barakamon reminds us that creativity isn't about control, it's about connection. 4. Made in Abyss. Welcome to the Abyss, a place of wonder, danger, and discovery. Made in Abyss looks innocent at first glance, but the deeper you go, the darker it becomes. Every layer of the Abyss mirrors the depth of human desire, curiosity, loss, and obsession. It's beautiful and horrifying, and by the end, you'll understand why some journeys can never be undone. The story follows Riko, a curious girl drawn to the unknown, and Reg, a boy with a mechanical body and a forgotten past. Together, they descend into the Abyss, a living breath of strange creatures, lost civilizations, and truths too painful to face. What begins as a child's adventure soon transforms into a descent through trauma and sacrifice. The animation is breathtaking. One moment you're captivated by the beauty of glowing caverns. The next, you're overwhelmed by the cruelty of survival. Made in Abyss doesn't hold your hand. It forces you to confront fear, pain, and the cost of chasing dreams that go too deep. Number 3. March comes in like a lion. Loneliness has a sound, and March comes in like a lion knows it too well. Rei Kiriyama, a teenage shogi player, fights not with swords, but with silence and sadness. Yet through his quiet world, we learn about warmth, family, and the slow, painful art of healing. This is not just a story of competition. It's a story of surviving your own mind. Rei's life feels heavy, burdened by expectations and memories that refuse to fade. Each match he plays is less about winning and more about confronting the emptiness within. But slowly, through the kindness of the Kawamoto sisters, the walls around his heart begin to crack. Their laughter, their meals, their simple acts of love become the light that guides him back to being human. The animation captures emotion like poetry, shifting from darkness to light, from loneliness to comfort. You can feel Rei's struggle, his guilt, and the fragile hope that keeps him moving forward. By the end, you realize it's not about shogi at all. It's about finding the courage to face yourself, piece by piece. This anime whispers a truth we often forget. Even the smallest kindness can save a life. 2. Violet Evergarden. She was built to fight, but learned to feel. Violet Evergarden is not just an anime, it's a letter written to every broken soul trying to understand emotion. As Violet learns the meaning of love through the letters she writes, we too rediscover the fragile beauty of human connection. It's quiet, it's haunting, and it will make you cry without warning. The story follows Violet, a former soldier stripped of purpose after the war, now searching for meaning in a world that no longer needs weapons, only words. Each letter she writes becomes a reflection of her growth, turning pain into poetry. Through her encounters with strangers, grieving lovers, distant parents, lost children, she begins to understand emotions she was once incapable of feeling. The visuals are breathtaking. Glowing sunsets, raindrops gliding down glass, the soft flicker of candlelight as ink meets paper. Every frame feels alive, as if the world itself is breathing with emotion. What makes Violet Evergarden truly special is its stillness, the way it allows silence to speak louder than words. Through her journey, we see that love isn't always grand or loud. Sometimes it's quiet, written in tears, and sealed with hope. 1. A place further than the universe. 4 girls, one impossible dream: to reach Antarctica. A place further than the universe isn't about adventure, it's about courage. It's about leaving behind the comfort of routine to chase something wild and uncertain. Every frame feels like poetry, every line a quiet echo of friendship and growth. The journey begins not with maps or plans, but with longing, the desire to do something meaningful before life passes by. Each girl carries her own reason for going: loss, frustration, curiosity, or simply the need to feel alive. Together, they turn their doubts into determination. Every scene reminds you how powerful it is to be seen, to be believed in, and to believe in yourself again. The letters, the laughter, the tears, all blend into a symphony of emotion that grows with each episode. By the end, when they finally reach the white horizon, it's not about the destination anymore, it's about how far they've come as people. A Place Further Than the Universe teaches that the greatest journeys aren't measured in miles, but in moments of courage and connection. These were the hidden gems, stories that don't scream for your attention, but change something deep inside you. Maybe one will inspire you to start again. Maybe one will remind you of someone you've lost. Or maybe it'll simply make you feel alive again. If any of these anime spoke to you, tell me which one, because your story might just begin with theirs. Until next time, keep watching, keep feeling, and never stop searching for the stories that move your soul.